Hello, this is Richard Greene. I'm going to change jackets. This is one jacket. And this is one of my favorite gold jackets. And I'm proposing to speak at TED. And one reason would be I've written the world's largest book on creativity, the most comprehensive book on creativity, certainly the world's heaviest book on creativity. A book so heavy you can really get good exercise simply carrying the book around. My creativity, though, is pretty inclusive. It's not just designing things and having pretty jackets, but things like tripling the income of the villagers in Korea's poorest villages 40 years ago. Interestingly enough, by working with the village women, not working with the village men. Quite an interesting story. A kind Japanese factory donated mowers, 120 of them, for me to take to the village women because they did all the harvest, 7 weeks of harvest. And I brought 125 mowers at 6 in the morning to Jeju Island, this remote Gwangyungyul village. And the KCIA agents at the airport, all wearing dark glasses at 6 in the morning, and the burly muscles under their jackets, had nothing better to do, and they saw this foreigner come in with 125 personal baggage claim checks. They were very suspicious. They stole my mowers. And but I had a special phone number of a powerful man in Seoul, Korea, who was friends of the head of Korea, President Park. And I called my friend Thomas Jefferson Coolidge III on the phone, and he said, "Stay on the phone. I'm going to have this solved before this call ends." And he said something in Korean to somebody in his office, and they called somebody on the phone. And within minutes, there was a scurrying of feet at 6 in the morning in the Jeju empty airport. And all of the KCIA guys were lined up, and I heard a car roar in, and a white-haired guy leaped out and called me and in English, and everybody bowed down and apologized and said they were going to give my mowers back to me for me to take to the village. And we were all friends, etc. And then about 2 weeks later, the richest family in the village stole all of the mowers because they didn't want their position on top of the village power hierarchy to be upset by everybody having an easy harvest. So I had to go back to Japan, raise money instead of get a donation, and raised money for another 120 mowers, and a few months later brought them back. This time the KCIA guys stood guard on them in the village so that the richest family in the village couldn't steal them. And that year we took harvest from 7 weeks for the women to 2 or 3 days for the women. And for the first time in 2,000 years, the women had 6, 7 weeks of free time during harvest. They went to Jeju City to get part-time money. The men saw that part-time money in their females' hands, and they were really envious. And for the first time, they became very serious about development in the village. And that was the tipping point. That's tilted the attitude of the village men from soaking the foreigners for whatever they could get from them to a serious effort to raise productivity in the village agriculture so that they could get money too, like the women had. So I want to talk to Ted. And while I'm doing it, I'm going to probably change jackets another 40 times in America. And I've got 230 of them, and in 12 minutes I don't think I can go through 230 jackets. But I can go through about 9 really good ideas. And that's what I'm proposing to do.